Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadresho Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Adigaura Bhakta Vranda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. You are all welcome for continuity of our Bhakti Vaibhav study of chapter 3rd of Srimad Bhagwatam, and we are discussing chapter 9, the prayers for Brahma's prayers for creative energy. And we are in this last section, and this section is reciprocation by Supreme Lord to Brahma's prayer and Shruti Phal. So we are starting from verse 26. Maitreya Vacha Swasambhavam Nishamayvam Tapo Vidyat Samadhi Yavan Mano Vacha Shrutva Vramasa Khinnavatam. Swasambhavam. Brahmaji is saying Swaswabhavam means who is the source of my appearance. Sambhava means appearance. So Prabhupada writes, the source of his appearance. So Maitreya is saying Brahma, and the source of appearance of Brahma is Garbhodakshai Vishnu. So when this Garbhodakshai Vishnu Nishmaevam, when Vishnu saw and heard Brahmaji, what was the qualification of Brahma? That Lord heard him, Tapo, he has done austerity, Vidya, he was wise, Vachashrutva, and Samadhi Vihi. Samadhi Vihi means he was in a complete trance and meditation. So these are the three qualifications of Brahma. Yavan Mano Vacha Shrutva. This line is that Lord heard the words to the extent the mind and words of the Brahma could go. So nobody can completely glorifies Supreme Lord. So, Yavan Mano Vachas Shrutva. Virama means he stopped, silent, Brahmaji. Why? Khinnavat, he was almost tired because of 100 years of austerity. So here, the sage Maitreya said, O Vidur, after observing the source of his appearance, namely personal Godhead, Brahma prayed for his mercy as far as mind and words would permit him. Thus, having prayed, he becomes silent as if tired from his activities of penance, knowledge and mental concentration, samadhi bhi. So he has three qualifications. So there is not much to say here. Brahma's enlightenment in knowledge was due to Lord sitting within his heart. This is very important. Brahma's enlightenment. So Lord is giving knowledge from within as a super soul. Tene Brahma Hriday Adi Kavaye is the first word. So Lord is sitting within. After being created, Brahma could not ascertain the source. This is the whole story. He was looking up and down. Okay? Now the Prabhupada is making a very nice point here. Usually, the aspirant will get the instruction from a spiritual master outside and inspiration from inside as a super soul, Chaitya Guru. But for Brahma, there is no spiritual master because he was first born. So he has no spiritual master. Therefore, Prabhupada writes, therefore, on becoming satisfied by the periods of Brahma, Lord enlightened him about everything from within. So this is an example. Sometime, very rarely, some people are enlightened from within. So what is that? What is that principle called? Chaitya Guru is okay. Any verse from Bhagwat Gita you can quote? Radheshyam eva, no, before that. Satyayugam bhajatam dadami buddhi yogam. Dadami buddhi yogam. Dadami is like that. I want to give you something. He said, no. But I just put forcefully in your pocket, that's called dadami. It means, it's not that we are eligible for that, but Krishna is so merciful by seeing our dedication and devotion, he bestows his mercy from within the heart. So dadami. Chakravarti Pad writes, Chakravarti Pad writes, Vidya here means worship. The Lord's mantra, worship using Lord's mantra, which brings about the sudden appearance of the Lord. For it is said, Acharya Chaitya Vapusha Swagatim Vyanokti. The Lord reveals Prem by external Guru and Paramatma within. So, Brahma worshipped Lord. Vidya here means worship. So next verse.
Why this word is used kinnavat, like as if tired? Like somebody is in front of the Lord, how somebody can be tired?
It's on Janmashtami, we do whole day fasting until midnight. We are doing things and then really, even if there is prasad, we are tired in front of us. So it's 100 It's a Kinvit means he was just almost tired because he tried his level best to create, he could not. So he's now waiting. The Chakravarti Pada has written these nice lines. Can you see this? He stopped as if tired because of attaining Lord's glance of mercy. Hearing as much as possible, he stopped as if tired because of attaining the Lord's mercy. If he was not able to get Lord's mercy, he will continue without tiring. Now he got a mercy, so now he said, I expect what Lord is giving instruction. Because two things, yesterday we heard that we need two things. What? Lord's merciful glance and his instruction. So it means he should stop, then somebody can give you instruction. So he stopped, and now he will listen. Other thought, Lord, accept the attitude of our desire to please him, even if those prayers, etc., are insufficient. Lord is accept the attitude of our desire. So now the another verse also, these two verses are by Maitreya. He is saying, the Lord saw Brahma was very anxious about the planning and construction of the different planetary system and was depressed from seeing devastating war. He could understand the intention of Brahma, and thus he spoke in deep, thoughtful words, removing all the illusion that had arisen. So Lord was knowing everything about Brahma. But why he is praying, what is intention, how Lord knows this? How Lord knows this? He is within the heart. And the analogy given in Bhagwat Gita is, by nearness to the flower, you can have a smell of the flower without even touching. So, what is in the desire in the heart of Brahma? Lord knew it. So Lord is it, Paramatma, he knew. And then purport, the devastating world was so fearful that even Brahma was perturbed, as its appearance, and become very anxious about how to situate the different planetary system in outer space, to accommodate the different kinds of living entities such as human beings, those lower than human beings, and the superhuman beings, mean demigods. The task was meant only for Brahma. No one in the universe can even understand how difficult it was. But by the grace of Lord, Brahma was able to execute the tremendous work so perfectly that everyone is amazed to see the workmanship of the Vidhata. The another name for Brahma, Vidhata. Vidhata are the regulator. So it was not easy work for Brahma. Now really Brahma should be tired now, because he has to do a lot of work. Now Lord is speaking. This section says, we always need to pay attention to our intentions. Result don't depend on us. Nobody could comprehend the difficulties of Brahma, highest being. Similarly, junior can't understand the issues of the seniors. Dharma rakshati rakshataha. You simply follow your prescribed duty, Lord will bestow and protect you. Now this is the section 29 to 43. Supreme Lord replied to Brahma, and verse 29 to 33, so almost 4 verses, Lord is saying, follow penance, means continue your austerities, and devotion, to see everything in relation to me. So even after seeing Lord, our practice of devotion should continue and our austerities should continue. It's not that it is the end. Yeah? Like after initiation, actually we have to begin. And we think initiation is over. No. So now to begin. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Maveda Garbhaga Satandrim Sargam Udyam Ava Tamamaya Paditam Vai Agre Yanmam Prarthayate Bhavan. Bhavan? Is Bhavan next? No, it should not be like that. What is the word actually? Bhavan, no? It should be Bhavan. Not X. X is a mistake, right? Bhavan, yeah. Bhavan, you. Bhavan means you. So what the Supreme Lord saying? O Brahma, Veda Garbha. You see, the name for Brahma is Veda Garbha. Veda Garbha means all the four Vedas are given within the heart of a Brahma by Lord. And from all his four mouths he is always chanting the Vedic hymns. And this is his request that even when I am creating, I should never forget Vedic wisdom. So Veda Garbha, do not Veda Garbha, ma means don't, Veda Garbha, or depth of the Vedic wisdom. Veda Garbha means depth of the Vedic wisdom. Be neither depressed nor anxious about execution of creation. What you are begging from me has already been granted before. Gas tandrim, become dejected. Sarge means about primary creation. Any other example where Lord said similarly that I know what is your problem, don't worry, I have already arranged everything. Yes? Who said? This is yes, if we are completely devoted to Lord, He will carry on what we have, and He gives what we lack, and He preserves what we have. Now here what it means, when Brahma along with demigods on the behalf of Mother Earth requested at the milk ocean, Lord says, I know the problem of what? Of the earth, and I have already planned, I will appear, you simply yourself appear there to assist me. So Lord knows what we mean that, and Srila Prabhupada said same thing. Oh yes, already there are hundreds of temples, only time is separating. It means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has already, established Sankirtan movement all over the world, in every village and town. Simply, we have to be the instrument. So this is very important, that you don't worry, it is already given to you. Any person authorized either by the Lord or by his bona fide representative is already blessed. This is what actually our attitude should be. We are already blessed. We are already blessed. It's not that we should ask for a blessing, because any person who is authorized by, in parampara we are all authorized. And Mahaprabhu has said, Yaro dekho tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. So this is authorization. So blessing is already there. As is the work entrusted to him. You have given the work, it means the blessing is already given along with it. There's no need for another separate blessing. Of course, the person entrusted with such responsibility should always be aware of his incapability, and must always look for the mercy of the Lord for the successful execution of his duty. This is a principle. When you are assigned some duty, You have to put 100% effort that if I don't do, it will never happen. One side. Other side, you say I'm incapable, I cannot do anything. Only by the mercy of Lord it is possible. So 100% depend on the mercy of the Lord and 100% put your effort. Then the perfection is guaranteed. Arjun put 100% effort and he was 100% dependent on mercy of Krishna. So this is very, in our practical life, we should think that we have to put all our efforts and we should always be dependent on the mercy of the Lord. When Lord Ramchandra came back from the Ayodhya, he told to Guru Vasishtha and the mothers that it is because of the Sugriva and all these, his army of the Vanaras that I am successful in winning the war with Ravana. And then to the Sugriva he said, it is the mercy of the Vasishtha and mothers that we were successful. He did not say, I have done anything. So this is what the mood here is. Prabhupada said one should not be puffed up because he is entrusted with certain executive work. So the humbleness and dependence on mercy is most important. Anyone who takes pride in doing responsible work but does not give credit to the Supreme Lord is certainly falsely proud and cannot execute anything nicely. Brahma and the person in his line of disciplic succession who follow in his footsteps are always successful in the discharge of loving trust and loving service to the Supreme Lord. So the most important thing is always depend on the mercy. Next verse, Lord is saying, the service is not high or low, but the consciousness is. This is another thought about this. Service is not high or low, but the consciousness is high and low. High consciousness is depending upon the mercy of the Lord. Low consciousness is that I am the doer. With smaller work or big work, always depend upon the mercy of the Lord. Next verse. Bhuya tvam tapo atishta. You continue your austerity. Vidyam chaiva. Also keep your wisdom from the Vedas and worship. Mad ashram. Take my shelter. Tabhyam antar hirde brahma. Lokan drikshati apavratam. Then you can see within your heart all the planets uncovered. Brahma, situate yourself in penance and meditation and follow the principle of knowledge to receive my favor. By these actions, you will be able to understand everything from within your heart. O Brahma, concentrate your mind and worship using mantra. Vidya means worshipping your mantra. So for us, Vidya means worshipping with your mantra. Take shelter of me, Madashreya. By these two means worshipping me and concentrating your mind on me. Within your heart and externally as well, you will see planets devoid of water. So it means devastation, water will be over and you can see all this. So mercy is beyond imagination. Mercy of the Lord is beyond imagination. Hare Krishna. Mercy of the Lord is beyond imagination. But it only comes due to our penance and perseverance in executing devotional service. So penance and perseverance means endurance. We continue. Perseverance. Brahma was entrusted with the work of creating planet system. This we know. How this is done, Prabhupada says, with the yoga. Now this verse Prabhupada quoted here from within, Dadami Buddhi Yogam. You will know everything. What will happen with my efforts at this time? Brahma is saying. The planets like Earth, which I am supposed to create, cannot be seen. Brahma is saying. And Lord is saying, concentrate your mind, tapaha, and worship through mantra, vidya. You will see in your heart and externally as well the planet such as Earth and the inhabitants without the covering of the water, anavartam. After seeing in your heart these things shown by me in their proper position, you will then create them externally with ease, like a person who writes what he sees. So tapa means concentrate the mind, and vidya means worship with mantra. Yes?
Why it's written Vidya is like worship with mantra? What is the significance of that?
If we have education, then what is the use of that? To worship the Lord. Because Brahma is given education in the form of Veda, and Vedas are the mantra, and therefore worship of the Lord. And we know, and Brahma worshipped the Lord with the paraphernalia which came from the Lord himself, Hare Krishna. So the Supreme Lord, to reply this verse number 31. Tat atmani loke cha bhakti yukta samahita. Bhakti yukta samahita is everywhere. You practice devotional service and completely absorbed, being completely absorbed in devotional service. Drishtasi mam tatam brahma, mai lokam tom atmana. You can see everything in me and me in your heart. This is something like 9th chapter of Bhagwat Gita. Now see the verse. Oh Brahma, when you are absorbed in devotional service, in course of your creative activities, you will see me in you and throughout the universe. And you will see that you yourself and the universe and living entities are all in me. This is 9th chapter 1. You see everything in me and I am in everywhere. So how is that practically? Huh? Consciousness. You can see me within your heart. That's okay. And you can see everything in me. You yourself can see in me. And it's something. It is cited herein by Lord that during, this is Prabhupada has given an interesting commentary. Prabhupada says, Brahma, in this day, in your daytime, you will see my all pastime when you steal the calves and the cowherd boys. You can see me, everything in me, because I create all those, and you'll see yourself in me. You see Prabhupada's purpose? Citing here by the Lord that during his daytime, pastime, he would see Lord Sri Krishna. He would appreciate how the Lord expended himself in all the calves during his childhood as a Vrindavan. He would know how Yashoda saw all this universal and planetary system within the mouth of Krishna during his playful childhood. I was just thinking, this is, like you can see me in you, like Yashoda was seeing whole universe within Krishna. So Prabhupada is giving a more practical. In 9th chapter is a philosophical explanation. In 9th chapter, what is the explanation? Everything is in me. It means everything is in my energy. I am everywhere means I pervade everywhere as super soul. Though I am not everywhere, it means I am in my abode. There the example Prabhupada has given, 9th chapter, what is the example Prabhupada has given? Sun and sunlight, government and prime minister. Prime Minister is in his home, but he, in the form of his rule and government, is in every office and everywhere. So by energy he is everywhere, and personally he is in his own abode. But here Prabhupada is giving interesting thing. But all these manifestations of the Lord appearing everywhere in his eternal transcendental form cannot be understood by anyone but the pure devotees, who are always engaged in devotional service to the Lord and are fully absorbed in the Lord. The highest qualification of Brahma is also indicated here. What is the highest qualification of Brahma? Huh? If you are fully absorbed in devotional service, then you can see everything in your heart, you can see me in your heart, and you can see that everything is within me. Chakravarti was saying how you will see everything in me and out. So he said, just like Yashoda saw when I ate earth. So this is the here which Prabhupada has put like that. So you can see everything in me like Yashoda saw the whole planetary system in the mouth of Krishna. Or during Krishna's appearance, you will see me spread out as the calves and cowherd boys, and will see within me all the universes, Lokan, and the four-armed Vishnu form, Atmana. Or you will see many form of yourself, many Brahmas. This is another meaning, because when you come to Dwarka, you will see many Brahmas also. So there are 2-3 explanation of that, how you can see everything in me and myself in you. So these are the couple explanations by Chakravarti Pal. Now Lord is saying verse number 32. Yada tu sarva bhuteshu darushu agni iva sthitim. Now this is an analogy. Like the fire and the wood fire, wood may be of any shape or size, but the fire is same. Similarly, you can create 84,000 species of creation, but the soul and super soul and all are same. Soul is like same, and super soul which is situated in everybody is same. So you can have this vision. Pratichakshate mam loko jayat trahi ek kashmalam. Kashmalam means your dirtiness illusion will be finished. You can see. You will see me in all living entities, either as a Paramatma or as my part and parcel soul. Both is right. As well as all over the universe, as fire is situated in the wood. Only in that state of transcendental vision will you be able to free from all kind of kashmalam, illusion. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Brahma prayed that he might not forget his eternal relationship with Lord during the course of his material activities. In answer to that prayer, the Lord said that he should not think of existing without relationship with his omnipotency. He should not think of existing without relationship with omnipotency. The example is given of a firewood in the wood. The fire kindle in the wood is always the same, although the wood may be of the different types. Similarly, the bodies within the material creation may be specifically different according to the shape and quality, but the spirit soul within them are not different from the one another. So here a spirit soul is Hare Krishna, a spirit soul. Prabhupada writes, right? The quality of fire warmth is the same everywhere, and the spiritual spark or part and parcel of Supreme Lord is same in every living being. Thus the potential Lord is distributed all over the creation. This transcendental knowledge alone can save one from contamination of material illusion. This knowledge can save one from contamination of illusion. That in every, since the Lord's potency is distributed everywhere, a pure soul, a devotee of the Lord, can see everything in relationship with Lord. And therefore, he has no affection for outer covering, means bodies. That pure spiritual conception makes him immune to all contamination of material association. A pure devotee never forget the touch of the Lord in all circumstances. Which verse from Bhagwat Gita, and more or less you can have that vision. What is that? Vidya vina sampane brahmani gavi hastani suni chaiva sopake cha pandita samdarshan. That is the mood. You can see soul and super soul both. So me can mean both. My part and parcel and myself also as a super soul. Both ways you can see. Now the verse, other third in 10th canto, 54th chapter, verse number 44. Those who are bewildered perceive the supreme soul who reside in all embodied being as many, just as one may perceive a light in the sky or a sky itself as many. So this is another verse where the Paramatma, and this is Bhisham Pitama's prayer also, that now I have realized the one soul who is in everybody is not separate from you. It means you are in everybody. This is the realization of the Bhisham Pitama at the last moment in his prayer. So this is a couple of things. It means how we can see things. And particularly for preaching, how it is more important. Seeing this soul as a part and parcel of Krishna and is suffering in a different bodies. So we should have a feeling of mercy for all of them. And this compassion and mercy in the heart of devotees is actually impetus for preaching. You can only preach if you have compassion in the heart. Otherwise, preaching will not be fruitful. So, 1:2:32 and also 1:2:32 in Bhagwatam. The Lord as a super soul pervades all things, just as fire permeates the wood, and so he appears to be of many varieties, though he is the absolute one without second. So why these two other points are made? Simply to say, when Lord said you can see me in everything, it means it also means soul as well as super soul. Srila Prabhupada gave the soul, and he's part and parcel of Supreme. So you can see the connection with the part and parcel with the Supreme. In this way you can remember me. But in other places in Bhagavatam, Paramatma is everywhere. That is also related. Now the last verse of this part. Yada rahitam atmanam bhuta indriya gunashaihi swarupena mayopetam pashyam swarajyam ichchati. When you are free from conception of gross and subtle bodies, and when your senses are free from all influence of the modes of material nature, you will realize your pure form in my association. At that time, you will be situated in pure consciousness. So for anybody who can be situated in pure consciousness, when he is beyond the gross and subtle conception of gross and subtle body, and when he is free from three modes of material nature. By the way, if I ask you a question, where the modes of nature has their influence?
Subtle.
So?
On the
on the subtle body. The three modes of material nature have their influence on subtle body. And what is the result? The result of that is our nature, subhava. Everybody's nature is actually superimposed by three modes of material nature working on the subtle body. And subtle body we carry with us. So our nature continue with us from one body to other body. And then who is the doer now? Subhavastu pravartate. Bhagavad Gita says, Subhavastu pravartate. It is your nature which forces you to act. No. There's no other. It is it's our nature. Rajogun, mostly Rajogun. Kamesha, Krodesha, Rajogun Samudava. That nature. In 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita it says, Nadati Kaschitwana. This is the afterwards. Before that is Nakartitva na karmani lokasrjate prabhu. Nakaram phal sangyogam subhavastu pravartate. Neither the soul is forcing anybody to do anything. Neither soul is the cause of doing anything. But it is the nature which forces you to do. And nature is found by three modes of material nature. Therefore, if you are free from three modes of material nature, and then you are free from the influence of the subtle body and the gross body, then you are at the level of consciousness of pure soul. And that consciousness is the eternal servant of Krishna. Then that is pure consciousness. There's a pure consciousness. When the person sees that the jiva is completely free from reservoir of the gunas in the form of body and senses, and he has attained the relationship with me, he attained dasya ras. Chakravarti Pad says pure consciousness means dasya ras means jiva sarupa Krishna nitya das. So it's very clear that pure consciousness means eternal servant of Krishna. So that situation can only be realized when one is free from influence of three modes of material nature. And what is the only process to get us free from three modes of material nature? Ave vicharena bhakti yogena sagunan samataitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. It's only by bhakti, because knowledge is a mode of goodness. Gyan cannot take us beyond three modes of material nature. Only bhakti. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is said that the person whose only desire is to render trust and loving service to the Lord is free person in any condition of material existence. Where is this in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? He's free person. He's free person. On this one word you have to find out the verse. Ya yasya haridasya karmana manusa vacha aklisu avastasu jivan mukta uchyate. So this is the verse. This is the another thing when you read purport, when Prabhupada writes, sometime he gives the verse, sometimes he don't give. When he don't give the verse, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad, you have to really search this out. So when the word Lord, he is free person. Free means jivan mukta uchyate. So from one word you can get the clue of the verse which Srila Prabhupada is speaking. So this is the other way to really relish the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, and any condition of material existence, akleshu avastasu. So you can see and now that service attitude is swarup, or a real form of living entities. Pure consciousness means we are in a swarup. And what is the swarup? Jiva Nityanas. Okay? Krishna Nityanas. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Chaitanya Charitaamrita also confirm this statement by declaring Lord that real spiritual form of living entity is servitorship to the Supreme Lord. Same thing. Mayavadi school shuddered the thought of the service attitude in the living entity, not knowing that In the transcendental world, the service of Lord is based on transcendental love. So this service is not forced, because in this world, because everything is forced, so we don't want to serve. So this is the concept. So one who is servant of the senses is governed by the material modes. But one who is a servant of Krishna is free from material modes. We have a bad experience of servitude in material world. Lord is Swarat, independent. And devotee is also fully independent. And this service is due to spontaneous love. Now Prabhupada gives 3 examples of a material world of this love. Can you find three examples? Mother's love for the child, friend's love for the friend, and wife's love for, say, wife and husband. These are spontaneous something. So this is, say, Lord is Swahirda in this world. And the 4th example is the love of spiritual master for his disciple. They're all spontaneous. Our love for spiritual master and his affection for us is also spontaneous. So they all are same. Now, Chakravarti Pada asks the question, in which stage can a person attain you? It means when it is pure consciousness, then he will attain a person should be free from receptacle of the gunas in the form of body and senses. Body and senses are receptacle of gunas. Any verses coming in your mind? Sad asad janam su. Huh? Where is the full verse? Karana guna sangvasya janama sadasa joni janam su, right? That is the explanation. So it is, bodies are because of the influence of 3 modes of material nature. This means that jiva should give up completely conception with the body and senses. And senses, actually what it means here, senses means internal senses. Subtle body is internal senses. It's called antahkarana. Subtle body is called, the another name for subtle body is suksham sarir, is antahkarana. Anta means inner, karan means energies. And it is made of 4 things. Mana, intelligence, mind, false ego, and polluted consciousness, chitta. Chitta, these 4 things. And this is called, and when we want to purify this, that is called sattvam cha shuddhyet. Sattvam cha shuddhyet means purify your existence. So our existence of repeated birth and death is this subtle body, or the antahkarana. And we have to purify that. The whole process here is to purify sattvam cha shuddhyet. Tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam cha shuddhyet. The sattvam, this is sattvam. And contamination is 3 modes of material nature. And only process to purify is bhakti. And there's one interesting other method is Bhagwatam for Sattvam cha shuddhyet. This is 10th canto, 7th chapter, verse number 1 and 2. 10, 7, 1 and 2. You find out Sattvam cha shuddhyet, very easy method. Huh?
Glories of hearing Krishna.
Glories of hearing Krishna Katha, Bal Leela. Sattvam cha shuddhyet, Harao Bhakti, and Tad Purusha Sakhyam. These 3 things and 4 more things. 7 things are achieved simply by hearing Krishna Katha. Swarajyam. Swarajyam means, Swa means Lord, Rajyam means abode. And then he will have an eternal then abode where he will go there and attend the action. Servant belonging to the Lord, thus Dasya Ras. The Chakravarti saying another meaning of this verse. So that other meaning, because earlier Brahma said you are personal and impersonal. Now, so he can have both. Either he can merge in the Brahma or he can be the servant. So it can be there. Now the verse 34 to 40, Lord's mercy and benedictions. So Lord's prayers, next portion of the Lord's responses, replies, said next person is mercy and benedictions. Since you have desired to increase the population innumerably and expand your varieties of service, you shall never be deprived in this matter, because my causeless mercy upon you will always increase for all times. Anugraha. I will have anugraha on you. Pure devotee of the Lord, being cognizant of the facts of particular time, object and circumstances, always desire to expand the number of devotees of the Lord in various ways. Prabhupada is taking it as a preaching application. That Brahma has to create. You have not to create. You have to create the community of devotees. So all circumstances, you increase the devotees. This is a practical, it is a preaching application. Prabhupada's preaching application, right? Such expansion of transcendental service may appear to be material to the materialist, but factually, they are expansion of the causeless mercy of the Lord towards the devotee. If you are able to make other devotees, it means you are blessed by Lord. It's the mercy of the Lord. Having taught you about Jnana, this Lord is saying, having taught you about Jnana from within your heart, and then I gave you order, concentrated your mind on me in a bhakti yoga, gave you devotee. Then I gave you Ras, Dasya Ras, that you are my eternal servant. I give you my mercy. Now I am giving you my mercy. Not just now, but for all time. Radheshyam. Radheshyam means great. So 4 things Brahma is getting from Lord now. Knowledge of the Lord, bhakti towards the Lord, his own identification of Swarup as a Dasya, and then mercy to perform action. So this is what you just apply to yourself, that first we should have some knowledge, read Bhagwat Gita, Bhagwatam. Then we should practice bhakti, the Sambandh Gyan, and then Abhideya. This first is Sambandh Gyan, then is Abhideya, perform bhakti, and then there is a Priyojan, Rasa. Then we will develop the Dasya Bhava, which is Prem. And then we should execute service. Then actually we should, then actually the mercy is that we preach and make many devotees. So 4 things together. Verse number 35. Even if you are in mode of, you are the original Rishi. And because your mind is always fixed on me, even though you will be engaged in generating various progeny, the vicious mode of passion will never encroach upon you. Though your function is, mode of passion means increase. Expansion is mode of passion, but you will not be influenced by that. Now see, this is one thing always to remember, Hare Krishna, from purport. When Brahma was bewildered in 10th canto, it was not because of Maya. It was because of Yoga Maya. Brahma was, this is the Prabhupada's purport here. If sometime Brahma is seen to be bewildered, as in the 10th canto, he is bewildered by seeing the action of the internal potency, not Yoga Maya. And similarly, Arjun was bewildered. But this is also Yoga Maya, not Mahamaya. Why they are bewildered? See the answer by Prabhupada given. To increase, to further advancement in the knowledge of the Lord. This is for their deepening of their devotion. Now Chakravarti Pad writes same thing. 10th canto, the illusion of Brahma is not caused by Rajogun, but by not seeing the most auspicious form of the great sweetness. This can be explained at time. It means, so this is not Maya. Verse number 36. Gyato aham bhavata atva adya. You have known me today. Gyato aham. You have seen bhavata. You have known me now. Adya, today. Durgayam api dehinam. Those who have body, they never know me. I am very difficult to be known. Yan mam tvam manyase ayuktam bhutendriya guna atmabhihi. Although I am not easily knowable by conditioned soul, but you know me today because you know that my personality is not considered of anything material, and especially not of the 5 gross and 3 subtle elements. It means I am Satchit Anand Vigraha. I am not material body. Therefore you have seen me. So I am not Jiva. Okay. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Yes.
In this verse, it is being told that you have seen me and you realize that I am not material and all these things. But in the earlier verse also, the Lord is telling that when you will become free from conception of gross and subtle bodies, and when your senses are free from all influences, then you will realize your pure form in my association. Looks like already he has realized that. So why that kind of instruction was being given to him? Verse 33.
It's like once Prabhupada said, you are not body, you are not soul, but you are soul. But then every day he has to say this, and every day we have to really meditate upon that. Otherwise, forgetfulness is the second nature of a living and a conditioned soul. So, that the other way to look at it is, there is a principle. One can only know me when he is free from the influence of the gunas, and when he is free from the subtle and gross body, and when he is situated in his original constant position, then he can know me. That is a principle. And Brahma, you have already achieved that. That's it. Okay. So that is there. Now, this verse, you have seen me because you are at that time. The only thing added in this verse is, you know me today. This today is not our today actually. This today is Brahma's and Garbhodakshai, Vishnu's today. It means there's a lengthy talk in that time. I mean, when you came, you were not knowing this verse. Now you are knowing this verse. It's like that. The time frame is not separate kalpa. It's just one kalpa, or one day of Brahma, everything is happening.
Follow.
Huh?
Follow question.
Yes.
So in the verse number 33,
Verse number
33,
33.
the whole thing doesn't sound like a general principle. The whole statement is a very personal conversation where the word you is being used, and
Rishim adyam na badhanati papyans tvam rajo gunaha yan mano mai nirbadham priyaha samsrajito api.
No, verse 33.
This is verse 33, I think. This is 35, okay. 32, 33. Yada. This is yada means when. Yada means when. Rahitam atmanam bhuta indriya gunasyam. When you are free from grass and material, body and influence of the gunas. Swarupena mayo opetam. When you are situated in your original constant position in relation to me. Pashyam swarajam richati. Then you are completely free. Or swarajam means you will come to my abode, both way. So this is a side yada. Yada means when. This is a principle. Now, Lord said, you saw me because you are on that level. That is yada. The word yada is when. When means is a principle. Yada and tada means principle. Is it okay? Yada, when you come to that stage. So Brahma is looking when I can come to that stage. So Lord said, no, now you are on that stage because you have known me today. Today you came to that stage. You were not on that stage earlier. Today you came on that stage. This is the verse of 35. ओ इसका ये लगा देना, इसमें होगा, चार्जर लगा देना. ओ कृष्ण. The pure devotee of Lord being cognizant of the effect of particular time, object, circle. This we have done. 35. Rishi Madhyam, we have done this, right? 36. Purport of the 36. Yeah. Knowledge of the Supreme Absolute does not necessitate negation of the material manifestation, but understanding the spiritual existence as it is. Knowledge of the Supreme Absolute Truth does not necessitate negation of the material manifestation. What this means? What Prabhupada is saying?
Like Maya was
Jagat Mithya. Don't say like that. Don't say Jagan Mithya, Neti, Neti, no. But understanding the spiritual existence as it is. Means this material world is connected with Lord. It's not disconnected from Lord. To think that because material existence is realized in the form, therefore spiritual existence must be formless, is only a negative material conception of the spirit. The real spiritual conception is that spiritual form is not material form. So whatever form Lord is, he is Satchitananda. This is called so this is very simple, two lines here. What are the two lines here in yellow on the screen? Here the Lord says that understanding this body to be eternally knowledge and bliss, Satchitananda, and thinking this body is material is ignorance. So you know me as Satchitananda, therefore you have realized me today. Because you have also realized yourself, you are beyond the bodily concept. 37. Tubhyam mad vichikshatyam atma me darshito bahi nalena sarile moolam pushkarasya vichintavat. You have been contemplating whether, this is what Lord is saying, when you were looking for me up and down in this stem of the lotus, but I manifested from within, out anything, but at that time I manifested myself from within. So I was right there, I manifested from there. The personality of Godhead can be experienced only by His causeless mercy, not by mental speculation or with the help of the material senses. Any other example? Only by mercy, not by material manipulation. Or, huh? Bhaktyamam Abhijanati Narad. When Devrishi Narad, when he was initiated and went to the forest, he saw Lord within the heart and then disappeared. He did all the same material procedure, same mantra, same. He could not see. Why? Because it is only mercy you can be seen, not by any other way. Not by mechanical any process, Prabhupada, right there. So it's only by the mercy. So, only by the mercy. Now, material eyes cannot see the Lord. But when the dirt is removed by the process of devotional service, one can see the Lord without a doubt. Brahma's personal endeavor to see the root of the lotus pipe failed, but when the Lord was satisfied by his penance and devotion, he revealed himself from within with no external endeavor. For Gopal Tapani Upanishad says, Gopavesho me. So Brahma, I showed my form to you when? I revealed my form when you were searching. So, at the base of the lotus, with inquiry about me, does this lotus have a foundation or not? Actually, the cause of seeing me is not the worship or meditation, because these are not mentioned here at all. The cause of seeing me is my desire only. One should understand that the Lord revealed to Brahma this confidential conclusion. What is the confidential conclusion? Lord can be seen when he desires. It's not by our worship or penance or anything. Any verse is coming in your mind? Yen aham varniyet na vachane na parvachane na labhya. Anybody remember this verse? Nayam atma parvachane na labhya na medhya na bahuna shurte na yen aham varneyam sehi labhyate. So anyone who I choose, he can only know me, not by any other. So it is not Brahma's all endeavors, but it is but when Lord desire, when he desire, when he see our sincere attitude of humbleness and devotional mood. There are two types of attitude in this world, either service attitude or enjoying attitude. Service or enjoying. There are only two attitudes in this world. Almost 99% have a service attitude or has a enjoying attitude. I want to enjoy. When this attitude is transformed into the service attitude, everything is very simple. Only we have to transform the enjoying mentality to the servitude. And that enjoyment is included in servitude. In servitude, enjoyment is included. It's a package. But we want to take separately. Okay, verse number 38. Yacha rathanga matashrotam. What is the question? Some discussion?
We just understood that by seeing our sincerity in our endeavor, Krishna will bestow everything and reveal himself. In case of Narad Muni, we saw that he was crying sincerely.
But the Lord says two things. What were the two things he said? Apakva, you are not mature, and Kashmalam. And there's some drought is inside. And what is that? He went to the forest, which is a mode of goodness. Lord is everywhere. So this is his apakva. He was in a sadhaka stage. He was not a siddhi stage. Narad was at sadhaka stage. And just to increase the hankering of the Nard further, God showed some glimpse of his, form. But then Because he was in sadhaka state till he becomes siddha, Lord could not be seen again. So he was at sadhaka stage and he was still hovering over mode of goodness. Therefore, Lord could not be seen again by Narad. And Chakravarti exactly writes, he was at sadhaka stage. He was a practitioner, he was not at perfection, stage of perfection.
I can think of an example where particular people are not at the sadhaka stage, like the gopis in the Rasamandal, but still they are sincere and they are not sadhakas, but still the Lord disappears.
To increase their hankering, to increase the separation, increases the depth of the love. Krishna wanted to internalize the loving sentiments of the gopis because he is going to be separated from gopis for 100 years. So he only disappeared to increase their or deepening their love. That even when Krishna is not there, they can see Krishna everywhere.
This question, the point why I'm asking this question, the previous verse, towards the end of the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, but when the dirt is removed by the process of devotional service, one can see the Lord without a doubt. Sometimes Prabhupada uses this term without a doubt. You do bhakti without a doubt. But it looks like only when the Lord wants, then only something is possible. My best is not best enough, good enough to secure the darshan of the Lord. So why this word without a doubt?
Because when he says without doubt, then what is in his mind is first canto, second chapter, and the word sanksha, granthi vidyanti sanksha kshanti karmasya. When he says at that stage all the doubts are removed, and the knot in the heart of the I is finished, ahankar, the false, and all the impression of the karmas for future birth are finished, then you can see Atmani Ishwari. That the verse is, there's a process. Then doubts has to be dissipated at certain stage. Then only we can see Lord. So doubt is a problem. So without doubt means definitely. Definitely means this is Lord's promise that whoever is sincerely endeavoring, I am available to. Yatra gayanti bhakta tatra tishtami narada. So he said, so he will fulfill his desire. He will fulfill his promise. Because it already happened with so many. Bahavo, many has already this experience. So there's no doubt. Because already it has happened many times. Bahavo madgata puta, this is the verse, which verse in Bhagwat Gita, but I'm saying. Jnana puta, what is the fourth chapter? Huh? What is that? Vitrag bhaya krodha is after this, and puta mad bhavam agataha. Bahavo, many have already attended that. Mad bhava means Krishna consciousness. Krishna is speaking in mad bhava. So many have already, the Prabhupada says no doubt because there are many precedents already. Therefore there is no doubt. Maybe Prabhupada is saying no doubt because I have seen this, my previous acharyas have had this experience, so there's no doubt you can also see if you follow. Yeah, it means there's a precedence, therefore no doubt. Because we have doubts. Once the most senior disciple was sitting with Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, so you believe that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead? Then everybody was actually like not saying yes. Prabhupada said, always there are doubts in the heart. When doubts are completely dissipated, doubts are like demons. As long as they are there, there's no possibility of seeing or getting the mercy of the Lord. Okay, we have to go fast. We can keep some question in parking now. 38. Yacha Rathang Matastotram Rathang. Krishna. Rathang, one word Rathang comes means Krishna. Rathang. He has a wheel in the hand. Huh? No, but this is another meaning of this Rathang. This is another Rathang. Anga means my dear Brahma. So Arthanga. But this mood of Rathang is that Krishna. Yacharathanga Madastotram, whatever the prayers you have chanted. Madakathabhya Ankitam Yatta Tapasite Nishta Seesha Madhunaga. What prayer you have offered, if somebody offers like that, he will also get my mercy. This is a benediction. Oh Brahma, prayers that you have chanted, praising the glories of my transcendental activities, the penance you have undertaken to understand me, and your firm faith in me, all these are to be considered my causeless mercy. They are all my causeless mercy. Oh Hama, this Rathang, why it came to my mind. Such spiritual perfection is not limited to material qualification, but is developed by the dint of one's sincere endeavor to render transcendental service. Voluntary endeavor is the only qualification for spiritual perfection. Material acquisition of the wealth or education are not considered. Even your ability to praise me was by my mercy. The praising that you did, Chakartha, and everything else done, sir, and everything now to be done, te, is only my mercy, and that you are to do, that also understand as my mercy. Anyway, everything is in my mercy. Why this Rathang which came in my mind from where? Charatanga. Okay, verse 39. Prito aham astu bhadram te. I'm very pleased and all blessing unto you. And what you want to do, you can do. I am very much pleased by your description of me in terms of my transcendental qualities, which appear mundane to the mundaner. I grant you all benediction in your desire to glorify all the planets by your activities. See Prabhupada's mood here. What is the Prabhupada's mood in the purport? A pure devotee of the Lord like Brahma and in line of disciplic succession always desire that the Lord be known all over the universe by each and every one of the living entities. That desire of the devotee is always blessed by the Lord. That desire is blessed. The impersonalists sometimes pray to the mercy of the person of God and Narayan as the embodiment of the material goodness. It means Mayavad. But such prayers do not satisfy the Lord because He is not thereby glorified in terms of His actual transcendental qualities. The pure devotee of the Lord are always most dear to Him. Although He is always kind and merciful to all living entities, here the word Gunmayam is significant because it indicates Lord's possessing a transcendental qualities. Because the word Gunmaya is there, therefore Prabhupada has given the commentary on Mayavad. Okay, verse 40. Any human being who prays like Brahma and who thus worship me shall very soon be blessed with the fulfillment of all his desire, for I am the Lord of benediction. Vareshwaraha, I am Vareshwara. Prayer offered by Brahma cannot be chanted by anyone who desire to fulfill. The prayers offered by Brahma cannot be chanted by anyone who desire to fulfill his own sense gratification. Such prayers can be selected only by the person who wants to satisfy the Lord in his service. Since I am pleased with you, what can be said? anything is possible. Verse 41. Purten tapasa yagnahi danahi yoga samadhina radham nishreyasam puncham madapritis tattvatim matam tattvavin matam. And it is the opinion of expert transcendentalists that the ultimate goal of the performance of traditional good work, puratena means digging well and making guest house and all these things, dharamshala, this is called puraten. Good work, penance, sacrifice, charity, mystic activities, transcendency, is to invoke my satisfaction. They are should be for my priti artham. Prabhupada is taking these activities in a different mood. The perfection of any activity, social, political, religious, philanthropic, is to satisfy Supreme Lord. Then Prabhupada give example. Arjuna did not want to fight because he don't like this, but Krishna wanted this, so Arjuna accepted Krishna's. So this is the purpose, to please Lord and to satisfy Lord. There is nothing better than pleasing me. There is nothing better than pleasing me, Lord says. Whatever result, Radheshyam, is achieved by pious act and everything else is just useless without pleasing me. Verse number 42. Mai ratim kuryat dehade yakrate priyam. Madam ratim kuryat. Ratim means one who develop love for me. I am the super soul for every living individual. I am the supreme director and the dearest. People are wrongly attached to the grass and subtle bodies, but they should be attached to me only. There's a very lengthy purport on this of Srila Prabhupada, I hope. I am the super soul of all living entities. I am the superior director, supreme director and dearest. They should work. I am the soul in all living beings. Among all dear things, I am the dearest object to the living being. For this reason, body and family to dear. For this reason, the body and family are dear to person. Therefore, one should have love for me. So here is a quite lengthy purport, I remember. Quite lengthy purport. The whole thing, whole subject matter is the love for whole world and our family is because we love, we are living, and we are living because of we are soul, and therefore this love is because of the soul, and soul, the love of soul is because of the super soul. So ultimately the object of love is super soul. So there's a one principle I'm telling, and then you can read this purport. This is the whole thing. So Prabhupada is just saying why we love Krishna. Why should we love Krishna? Prabhupada is given a simple quotation of Bhagwat Gita. Mamaivansa jiva loke. So you are my part and parcel, so you should love me. Very simple. Now this one principle, you can read the whole purport and see. Prabhupada said, Atma is Paramatma, Brahma is Parbrahm. My principle is this. Anybody who is answer of somebody, he will be satisfied when he goes back to him. See, any dirt, stone you throw anywhere, it has to come back to the earth because it's part of the earth. You throw water everywhere, it has to go to the ocean because it comes from there. You light fire, the flame goes up because ultimately it's coming from sun. So we are all soul. Only we can be satisfied when we go back and serve Krishna. So it's called Ananya Anshitva. Ananya Anshatu. This is called Akara 3 Sampana Mahabhagavat Uchyate. One who is accomplished in 3 Akara is Mahabhagavat. One is Ananya Anshatu. I am the part and parcel of Krishna, now nobody else. Ananya Bhoktitva. Krishna is only enjoyer, not anybody else. We are there to serve him and give him enjoyment. Ananya Aharatva. He is only worshipable. I am for his service. I am for nobody else. One who is perfected in these 3 akara. Means word Ananya Ansito, Ananya Bhoktitva, Ananya Aharatva. Aharan means worship. So therefore, and the other thing from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, all the 4 Varna and Ashram, they are expansion from the body of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, they must serve the Lord and love the Lord, otherwise they are fallen. You remember this is from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Because they are originating from the body of, say, Brahman from head and Kshatri from heart. So they are coming from Lord, so they must serve Lord. So Lord is this soul. We love everybody because ultimately Krishna loves us. So now another principle. You can read this purport. The principle is love God and maintain relationship with the world. Jagat se vyavhar, Krishna se prem. Keep relationship with the world and love Krishna. This is a principle. What the whole world is doing, loving the world and keeping relationship with Krishna. Coming on Sunday, on Janmashtami, and loving the whole world. So, love Krishna and keep relationship with world according to their, the son keep as a son, father as a son, mother as a mother, friend as a friend. Just keep those relations, but love is only for Krishna. Because love means repose everything in one person. You cannot have branched love, no. Serve Krishna and maintain yourself. Another principle. Serve Krishna and maintain yourself. What the people are doing, they are maintaining Krishna and serving themselves. They are keeping Krishna in a small place and we maintain Krishna and these are some practical things which we should practice in our life. Life is not when we love anything else than we love now our computer, we love our mobiles. They don't know us. I mean, what Prabhupada's purport, you can relish it. So many material things we own, we think this is mine, this is mine. Does these things know us? Huh? If I leave computer here, computer will call me? Huh? No? So we are falsely attached to the things that they don't know us. Then these are the material things, but the spiritual thing we love so many relatives, friends, son, father. Do they know us? No. I am soul, they know me I am soul? No. They're loving my body. So they don't know me. Basically they don't know me. But only they know me when the soul leaves the body. They don't keep the body in home one day. Even the bones they bring up, their father cannot keep in a home. They keep in a chiwala. Because bone of the father may be in a home, he may become ghost. They will never bring the bone from the cremation ground in the home. They keep in chiwala. Then take to the Haridwar. And they are so full, they can keep the bones of the chicken and the mutton in the fridge. They are not afraid of anything. They are not afraid of anything, but their parents want they will never bring. This is their problem. So they don't know us actually. They don't know us. At that time they said, oh, he's gone, he's gone, he's gone. So actually they are loving the soul. You know, when some lady dies, the person first thinking how many ornaments are on this body, let us take this, and then they will cry. Pehle sona, phir rona. They take out everything one by one because I mean that. So actually, love is because of the soul, and that love is because of the super soul. I am there, therefore this love exists in this world. So now, Mamai Vanso, then Ishwar Parama Krishna, Prabhupada writes, if there is Atma, there is a Paramatma, there is a Brahma, there is a Parabrahm. So Prabhupada says this is not one first thing. So now, but concentrated direction, attachment to one's own body and its extension like children and relative are actually developed on the basis of the real living entity, means because of soul. As soon as the real living entity is out of the body of dear most son is no longer attractive. Therefore, living spark is eternal part of the Supreme Lord, is the real basis of affection and not the body. And now, why this is that? Because of the super soul. The more one is affected by the principle of Maya, the more he is detached from the basic principle of love. One cannot factually love anything unless he is fully developed in the loving service of the Lord. Then you remember any example in Nectar of Devotion? The love circle. The love expand from person to the family, family to the country, country to the humanity. But you are not satisfied. Prabhupada writes, just push the one button, love Krishna, then everything is enlightened. You remember this purport? You remember this Nectar of Devotion, this? First introduction, love. And then there's a circle of the increase. Baby is born, he only put everything in mouth. Then grows, he share. So love increases. Then family, then community, then society, then country, then humanity. But this love never satisfies you, Prabhupada writes. But the love, if you focus on the central Krishna, it's like pushing one button, everything is light. You remember this? This was a question in Nectar of Devotion. Push what button? One button and everybody is enlightened. It is an introduction. An introduction. So this is the love. Then there's one analogy given here. In this purport, there's an analogy of a miser man having money, but he's poor because he's not able to spend. And on the other hand, the person has no money like a saintly, but he's happy. He has no money, but he's happy. This is Chakravarti Pad's purports. One line Prabhupada is taking like the last one. Here this is, you have this, maybe you get all these, you have these things, you get all these and then you refer to it, because you may not remember all these when we are discussing now. So you should get this work done by Bhakti. This is Bhagwat Mahavidyalay's collection. All cantos have more summaries of Jiva Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, and all are there. He is a wealthy merchant who does not know the passage of Balda. This is like a poor man. This is a comment from there. Verse number 43. So now, create the offsprings who will be obedient to me and have devotion to me, as in the previous day, by your body composed of all the Vedas, Vedamaya, whose source is me. Vedamaya, Brahma is Vedamaya. Now you create the bodies which serve me. 43? Huh? 43? Sarva Vedamaya idam atma atmanam yoninam. You are Ved Yoni? No? Translation is this: by following my instruction, you can now generate the living entities as before, by dint of your complete Vedic wisdom and the body you have directly received from me, the supreme cause of everything. Chakravartipad writes, the word cha indicate bhakti, so you must do also bhakti. This means creating would be easy. Last verse of this chapter. Maitreya Vach, Tasma Evang Jagat Srishte, Pradhan Purusha Ishwaraha, Vivarjedam Swena Rupena, Kanjanabha Tirodate, Kanjanabha Tirodate, Kamal Nabha. The sage Maitreya said, after instructing Brahma, the creator of the universe, to expand the primal Lord, the personal Godhead, in his personal form as Narayan disappeared. Okay, now this is the purport. Before his activity in creating the universe, Brahma saw the Lord. That is the explanation of the Chaturshloki Bhagwatam. When the creation awaiting Brahma's activity, Brahma saw the Lord, and therefore the Lord existed in his personal form before the creation. His eternal form is not created by attempt of Brahma as imagined by less intelligent. This is I told yesterday. Showing this universe to be created, idam sirjam, the Lord disappeared with his form as Narayan. In the first day of Brahma Kalpa, the Lord recited the 4 essential verses, Chaturshloki Bhagwatam. In a Padma Kalpa, which means the last day of the previous half of Brahma's life, the Lord also taught 4 essential verses in the form of verse 32, 33, 41 and 42. So this is another Kalpa. Lord gave knowledge to the Brahma. So 2 Kalpa, 1 Prarabdha, 2nd Prarabdha.
So in this Kalpan, what?
Yeah, this is the Padma Kalpa now. 51. Now this is our next chapter. The next chapter is divisions of the creation, and there are 4 sections. First section is the 1 to 3 verse, Vidur asks question, and 4 to 9, Lord Brahma create the 14 worlds, means 3 planetary system and then 14 planetary systems, and then the verse 11, 12 and 13 about the summary or a time in brief, Kal. And the last section from 14 to 30, the 10 type of creation by Brahma. Not Brahma, 10 type of creation. 6 are called Prakritik, and the 3 are called Vaikarik by Brahma, and 1 is both. So this is the summary of the chapter 10, and I think chapter 10 is quite simple. We can do it quickly. So this is the summary of the chapter 10. In 10th canto, 10 type of bodies composed of dividing elements starting from Prakriti, and the general characteristic of the time is described. So actually what is in the 10th canto? 3 things. 14 planetary system, little brief description of the time, because the detail is in the chapter 11. And then the 10 type of creation. So we can quickly see this, what is there. Verse number 1, 2, 3, Vidur inquire about Brahma's creation. So what Vidur is actually inquiring, this is the first verse. Vidur said, Antarhite Bhagavati Brahma Loka Pitamaha Praja Sasarjaha Katita Daheki Manasi Vibho. Daheki Manasi, with the body and with the mind. So Sri Vidur said, my dear sage, O great sage, please let me know how Brahma, the grandfather of the planetary inhabitants, created the bodies of the living entities from his own body and mind after disappearance of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So next verse. O greatly learned one, kindly eradicate all my doubts and let me know of all that I have inquired from you from the beginning to the end. Vidur asked all relevant questions of Maitreya because he knew well that Maitreya was the right person to reply to all points of his inquiries. What is the parampara of Maitreya? Anybody remember? Before speaking, Maitreya has told his parampara. Sankarshan, 4 Kumaras, Sankhya, Parasar, and Maitri. When Parasar was hearing, somebody else was hearing. Brahaspati was hearing. So this is from all planetary system. Brahaspati is in Devlok. Kumaras are with Brahma. And Shesh is in Patal. So in 14, all 14 planetary system, this Bhagwatam and this what message Maitreya received, they all were knowing.
We hear that Brahaspati was also hearing with Parashamuni, but later, in the later cantos, Prabhupada says Brahaspati was an impersonalist. How can somebody remain an impersonalist after hearing Lord?
There are so many impersonals sitting in the audience of Sukadeva Goswami. Therefore, he never said Krishna in the Mangalacharan. He says Satyam Param Dhimai. He only said Krishna, middle Mangalacharan. The first Mangalacharan is this 3 verses. Middle Mangalacharan in 10th canto, 2nd chapter. Satyavratam Satyam Param Satyam, where Krishna is Satyam. And 3rd Mangalacharan is in 12th canto, 13th chapter and somewhere verse 19, I don't exactly remember. There Satyam Param Dhima is also there. So 3 Mangalacharan discussing Satyam Param Dhima is Krishna. So one must be confident about the qualification of the teacher. One should not approach a layman to reply the specific spiritual question. So Prabhupada is saying people usually give their different opinion. They don't know anything. We should not depend upon them. Last verse, Suta Vacha now. The Suta came in between somewhere. So there's a interruption of the talks, right? Suta Goswami said, "O son of Bhrigu, Sanak," the case said, Maitreya, thus hearing from Vidur, felt very much enlivened. Everything was in his heart, and thus he began to reply the questions one after another. And the phrase Suta, Srila Prabhupada said, appears to indicate a break in the discourse between Maharaj Parikshit and Sukadeva Goswami. Because 3 are speaking simultaneously in different times. And when 3 say same thing, it means this thing is completely, perfectly all right. So it's now, this is the 4 to 9, Lord Brahma create 14 words. So with this section, Maitreya said, how Vrancho api tatha chakre, Vrancho is Brahma. What he saw is devastating water all around. The greatly learned Maitreya said, Vidur Brahma thus engaged himself in penance for 100 celestial years, as advised by the personality of Godhead, and applied himself in devotional service to the Lord. What happened? Brahma engaged himself for Narayan means that he engaged himself in the service of the Lord. That is the highest penance. So penance means service of the Lord, and service is chanting holy name. There is no retirement from the service, which is eternal and ever encouraging. Next verse. What he saw then Brahma saw. Thereafter Brahma saw both the lotus on which he was situated and the water on which the lotus was growing were trembling due to the strong, violent wind. This is, Srila Prabhupada says, material world is called illusory because it is a place of forgetfulness of the transcendental service to the Lord. Oh, this is a definition of material world by Prabhupada. See this definition of Prabhupada? This material world is called illusory because it is a place of forgetfulness of transcendental service to the Lord. This is a very separate definition by Srila Prabhupada of this material world. Huh? Why it is illusory? Because we forget the service to the Lord. Now Prabhupada is saying something, this is a personal application. This line is personal application. Thus one engaged in the Lord's devotional service in the material world may sometimes be very much disturbed by awkward circumstances. Even Brahma was having difficulties, so we can also have difficulties. There's a declaration of war between the two parties, the Maya, material energy, and the devotee. And sometimes weak devotee fall victim to the onslaught of the powerful illusory energy. Lord Brahma, however, sufficiently strong by causeless mercy of the Lord, and he could not be victimized by the material energy, although it gave him cause for anxiety, when it managed to totter the existence of the position. His own position, the lotus was shaking. So we will be in difficulty when we are practicing devotional service. Even sometime our building, they said vacant, so our lotus is shaking. Our lotus. This is once the early days, ISKCON devotees, they rented some apartment and they learned to make the sabzis with the ghee first and then the cumin seed, and then there was a smoke, and there was smoke detector in the building rang, and then the landlord said, "Get out now." And they all have to take things out, and they came on the road. Their lotus was shaking. They have to come out. They were not knowing where to go. They think, and they came and said, "Where to go?" And some lady came and said, "Oh, what you are doing here?" Say, "We had this house on rent, and they have threw us out." Oh, he said, "I am alone in home, and my whole home is vacant, and I need somebody here. Please come there." So Krishna has arranged immediately. They said, and then we shifted in that home. This is the experience of the old devotees. So even your lotus shake, don't worry, the other place is already ready. It happens, huh? And then what the Brahmaji? Long penance and transcendental knowledge of the self-realization had matured Brahma. So Brahma has become mature now in practical knowledge, and thus he drank the wind completely along with the water. Brahma drank the wind and water. So wind and water of this world will definitely give us trouble, but we have to tolerate this. Lord Brahma's struggle for existence is a personal example of continued fight between the living entity in this material world and illusory energy called Maya. Beginning from Maya to this age, the living entities are struggling with the forces of material nature. In the modern age, advanced material scientific knowledge and penance have played a very wonderful role in controlling the powers of material energy. Such control of material energy, however, can be most successfully carried out if one is soul surrender unto the personality of Godhead and carries out his order in the spirit of loving devotional service. So now Brahma is creating. Tad vilokya veyahas vyapi pushkritam tad adhishtitam anena lokan Prag Lian Linan Kalpitasmiti Achintayat. Thereafter he saw that lotus on which he was situated was separated throughout the universe, spread throughout the universe. It means the whole universe was in the lotus. And contemplating how to create all the planets which were previously merged in that very same lotus. How big lotus it is? 14 planets are in the lotus. In the stem of the lotus, actually. Planets are in the stem of the lotus, and lotus is a place of Satya Yuga where. So how big is the lotus? You cannot imagine how big is the lotus, but bigger than lotus is the navel of the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, from where it came. So the seed of all the planets in the universe were impregnated in the lotus on which Brahma was situated. All the planets were already generated by the Lord, and all the living entities were also born in Brahma. The material world and the spiritual entities were all already generated in seedling form by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Brahma was to disseminate the same seedling all over the universe. Real creation is therefore called Sarga, means creation by Vishnu, giving the living entities their karma and the material to form body. These three things are given by Lord. And second, the Visarga is the next creation. Okay, now verse number 8. Padam kosham tadavishya bhagvat karam chodita ekam vyabhangshida urdha tridha bhavyam dvi saptada. Tridha 3 and dvi sapda 14. Dvi 2 sapda 7. 2 into 7 is equal to 14. Thus engaged in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Brahma entered into the worlds of the lotus, and as it spread all over the universe, he divided it into 3 divisions of the world, upper, middle and lower, and later into 14 divisions. So generally 3 divisions and then 14 divisions, upper, middle, lower, and 14 from Patal to the Satya Lok, and we are in the middle, Bhulok. First he divided lotus into 3 and then into 14 and then even more with planets like the sun and moon. Then he divided further. Now Lord Brahma created 14 words, last verse. Etavan jiva lokasya sangstaha bhedam samahritam dharmasya hi Animitasya vipaka parmeshtya asau. Parmeshtya is Brahma's, I think Brahma's planet is called Parmeshti. Highest personality in the universe, Parmeshti. Lord Brahma is the most exalted personality in the universe because of his causeless devotional service unto the Lord in mature transcendental knowledge. He therefore created all the 14 planetary divisions for inhabitants by the different type of living entities. The Supreme Lord is reserved all qualities of the living entities. This is interesting purport. You have to explain. Supreme Lord is the reservoir of all qualities of living entities. The conditioned soul in the material world reflect only part of those qualities, and therefore they are sometimes called pratibimba. These pratibimba living entities, as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, have inherited different proportion of his original qualities, and in terms of their inheritance of these qualities, they appear as different species of life and are accommodated in different planets according to the plan of Brahma. Anything you really make out of this purport? Qualities, condition, less qualities, more qualities. What is this?
64 qualities.
Yes. This is Brahma Santa, 50 in all jivas, 5 more, and all these more in demigods, same but in more in quantity. And 5 more in Shiva, 5 more in Narayan, 4 more in Krishna. These are the different qualities. So the Asura, they may have this same 4. But you will be surprised that the Asuras, Rakshasas, they are coming in the demigods. Because they have more power than us. So this is what actually qualities is. And how many percent? 78%. 78%. And then say, in living entity 78%, right? Huh? Brahmaji? So Brahmaji and all living entity has 78%. Then small quantity, low quantity, according to that they are put in there. Like we have very less quality, we are here. Demigod more quality, they are there. The rishis have more qualities, they are higher than demigods. You know, the Taplok, Maharjan, Ganlok, they have same, but they are fully developed. So this is what it means. Yeah, is it clear about the qualities? As a Pitralok, middle planet, Bhulok, Bhualok, Prabhupada is writing these different planets. Okay, next verse. Now second, 11 to 13, about the time, characteristic of the time. And the whole 11th chapter is about the time. More extensive explanation of Kala. So only 3 verses here is a seed answer of the Kala. Connection with the previous verse. Maitreya had spoken about time several times previously. Where? 3:18, 3:18:12. 3, it must be 3:8:12, 3:8:13, 3:8:22, and 3:10:5. Therefore, Vidur now ask about time, right? So, what is Vidur saying? Vidur is asking, Yatha tatha bahu rupasya harer adbhut karmanaha kalaksham lakshanam brahm. Kalaksham lakshanam. Tell me the characteristic of time. Yatha varanya naha prabhu. Please tell us the meaning of time. So Vidur inquired from Maitreya, my dear lord, or greatly learned says, kindly describe eternal time, which is another form of Supreme Lord and wonderful actor. Wonderful actor. Who? Supreme Lord. What are the symptoms of that eternal time? Please describe them to us. Srila Prabhupada is writing, complete universe is manifestation of varieties of entities. Okay. Beginning from the item up to the gigantic universal itself. So this is what Prabhupada is writing is from item to the whole universe. This is the Parmanu to the universe. And first you have to know this, then you calculate the time based on that. So, and all are under the control of Supreme Lord in his form as a Kal or eternal time. So everything, how they are under the control of time? Because they appear in some time, they live for some time, then time destroy them and they disappear in due course of time. Therefore, they all are governed by time. The controlling time has different dimension in relation to particular physical embodiment. There's a time for atomic dissolution and a time for universal dissolution. There's a time for the annihilation of the body of the human being and there is a time for annihilation of the universal body. Also, growth, development, resultant action all depends on the time factor. Vidur wanted to know time. Kal akhyatm adim karmat. Where is the Kal? 8:12. These are the verses where the word Kal is described. So now the answer given. Maitreya said, Guna vyakti kar akaro. Guna vyakti kar akaro means you all know this Mahat Tattva. the three material mode of material nature, they are in equilibrium, they are agitated by time. So guna vyaktikar. Vyaktikar means, then vyaktikar is the interaction of the modes of material nature. It means they are disturbed from the equilibrium. Akaro, kal has no form, akaro. A very interesting word. Nirakar and akar is a different thing. Nirakar is not akar. Nirakar is not akar. That is very interesting. Because, you cannot say nacheta, acheta. You will say acheta, nacheta. Cheta, nachet. You say nachet? No, acheta. So here it says akaro, not nirakaro. It is nar akar. It's a human form. Nar akar. It's not nirakar. I think I heard particularly very strongly Rambhadra Acharya was saying nar akar. You put a form if there is no form. Nar, why there is a word nara? So it doesn't mean actually he has no form. So akaro, nirvishesho. It has no variety, no varietiness. Nirvisesh. Apratishtitam. You don't know where is time. You can go anywhere and find time. Apratishtitam. Purushas tada upadanam. Upadana means upada karan for creation. Purushas tad upadanam atmanam lilya sirjat. So this is the for pastime. Mother said, eternal time is primeval source of interaction of three modes of material nature. First, Vyaktikara. It is unchangeable, limitless, and it works as instrument of the Supreme Lord. Purusha. What is that? Purusha. Upadanam. Instrument. For his pastime Leelaya in the material creation. Time, whose true nature is known through the interaction of the gunas, is without particular attributes, akaro, and has no beginning and end. The Supreme Lord created universe which has time as its efficient cause, upadan karan, as pastime. Impersonal time factor, Prabhupada writes, akaro, impersonal time factor is the background of material manifestation of as the instrument of Supreme Lord. It is ingredient of assistance offered to the material nature. Is the ingredient of assistance offered to the material nature. No one knows where time begins and where it ends. And it is time only which can keep a record of creation, maintenance, and destruction of the material manifestation. This time factor is material cause of creation and is therefore self-expansion of personality of Godhead. Time is considered the impersonal feature of the Lord. The time factor is also explained by the modern man in various ways. Some accept it almost as it is explained in the Srimad Bhagwatam. For example, Hebrew literature, time is accepted in the same spirit as representation of God. It is stated therein, God who at sundry time and in diverse manners spake in times past unto the fathers by the prophets. Metaphysically, time is distinguished as absolute and real. Absolute time is continuous and is unaffected by the speed of slowness of the material things. Time is astronomically and mathematically calculated in relation to the speed, changes, and life of the particular object. Time is calculated in terms of the facility of activities. What is that? Speed of change. and life of a particular object, like guarantee for 5 years, guarantee for 2 years, this is time. How much, when it's the Chinese thing you take, it may go for 1 day or for 1 million years. So the guarantee is like that. Okay. Time is the basic measurement of activity of our senses, by which we calculate past, present and future. But in factual calculation, time has no beginning, no end. Chanakya Pandit says, even a slight fraction of time cannot be purchased with millions of dollars, and therefore even a moment of time lost without profit must be calculated as the greatest loss in life. This is personal application. And one who never wasted time, anywhere you have read that? Avairat kalatvam is a sign of bhav bhakti. The one who is at the stage of bhav bhakti, he never wastes a moment uselessly. So this is our practical application. We should not waste a time. So are we really at a bhavist bhakti or not? We will know. Srila Jiva Goswami conclude that time factor is intermixed with activities, actions and reactions. What it means? Time factor is intermixed with activities, means karma. Actions and reaction means their karma of the living entities, and the external energy of the Lord. When its creation takes place, how long it continues, when it is dissolved. So this is all time factor. Bhagwat Gita 9:10 concludes this, Maya Dikshan Prakriti Suyate Se Characharan. So Chakravarti Pad writes something, okay. So next verse about the time, verse 12. Vishwam vai brahm tan matram. Tan matram? Anybody know what is tan matra? Sense objects. Vishwam vai brahm tan matram samstitim Vishnu mayaya Ishwarena parichinnam kalena avyakta murtina. This cosmic manifestation is separated from Supreme Lord by material energy, by means of kal, which is unmanifested impression, impersonal feature of Lord. It is situated as an objective manifestation of the Lord under the influence of the same material energy of the Vishnu. Now, we don't know anything what is said. Huh? This universe, which is firmly established by a Maya of Vishnu, whose cause is Lord, is divided into various planets and living entities by time, whose form is invisible and which is representative of Lord's power. Kala Shakti. So by Kal, whole creation takes place. This is the Upadan Karma. The universe is divided by time. Yes, in heaven the time is different, in Brahma's lok time is different, our lok time is different. Even in America there are many time zones, in Russia there are many time zones, so the whole planet is separately by time. As stated previously, Narad to Vyas, Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavan Ivetraha. This manifest word is self-same, personality of Godhead, but it appears to be something else beyond or beside Lord. It appears so because it's being separated from Lord by means of Kal. It is something like tape recorder voice. Now this is, you see, good example Srila Prabhupada is given. Tape recorder voice. My voice is in recorded, but now you are listening. You can listen at home, but it is separated from me. It is in the tape. You see? The call is like a tape recorder. in which the universe from creation till dissolution, every events are already there in that. In the old days there was a tape recorder, there's a reel there, and reel has so many songs, and every song will come after that when the needle touch that. So time is like this whole universe is set on that reel, and everything will come one after one. So this time is separating the universe from the Lord. Like voice in the tape is separated from the voice of a person. This is what Prabhupada writes. As the tape recording is situated on the tape, so the whole cosmic manifestation is situated on the material energy and appears separate by means of call. Voice of a person who is now separated from the voice. Person is separated from the voice in a tape recorder. So material nature is separated from the Lord by call. Analogy. Last verse of the call. Tathedam tatha agre cha paschat api etad idrisham. This cosmic manifestation is as it is now. It was the same in the past, and it will continue in the same way in the future. So Bhagwat Gita 9 says, Bhut gramam imam krishnam avasam prakrter avashad. So in 8th chapter and 9th chapter, both Hare Krishna. In 8th and 9th, both chapter, there is creation. What is different between the two? 8th chapter is Brahma's creation, Visarga. 9th chapter is the Sarga. This is the difference between the two creation of the Bhagavad Gita 8th and 9th chapter. Okay, this time chapter is over. Now this second part, 14 to 13, 10 type of creation. What are these 10 type of creation? Can you see this chart here? The 14 type of, verse number 14. 3 type of destruction. Kala, Dravya, Guna. Kala, Dravya, Guna. So in a Kal, due to eternal time, devastation of all universes, end of Brahma's life. This is called Mahapralya. This is the subject matter of Bhagwatam, but it's called Nirodha. Nirodha means Pralya. There are 4 types of Pralya. One is Nitya, every day. Every day we are sleeping, we are just like dead. Every day things are dying. So Nitya Pralya. Naimittik Pralya, when Brahma sleeps. Then Mahapralya, when Brahma's 100 years are over. And last is called Atyantik Pralya, when we go back to Godhead. So here Kal Pralya and Dravya Pralya, due to the material elements, by the fire of Sankrashan and other factors. This means that the Pralya, Dravya means all the material elements, they go back to the Pradhan. End of the Brahma's day. And then the Guna, due to the one's own action. What is this next word? Consumption of one's own body. By our karma, our time will over. That's our Pralya. So these are the verse number 14. Now verse number 15 to 17, 6 type of primary creation called Prakritik Sarga. This is Sarga. Prakritik. Prakritik creation is creation of the Sarga. It's called Sarga, is a primary creation. Mahatattva, Ahankar, false ego, Tanmatra, Indriya, and Deva. And the last one, 6 is tamas, ignorance. So these are the 6 type of creation that is called sarga. And this is in the verse number 15, 16 and 17. Mahatattva, guna, veshmaya, all the gunas, interaction of the modes of material nature instigated by the Supreme Lord. Now the ahankar, false ego, it creates material ingredients, 5 elements. What else it creates? Material knowledge, gyan, sense devatas, mind and knowledge, senses, then material material actions, kriya, senses. So all these senses, 5 jnana, knowledge acquiring, 5 working senses, they are all created by ahankar. See, this is called false ego in mode of goodness, false ego in mode of portion, false ego in mode of ignorance create all these things. Tanmatras, the sense objects, dirvya, shaktiman, generation, 5 grass elements, sound, shabd and all these things. Indriya, senses, 5 knowledge acquiring senses, 5 action senses. Then Devi, demigods, interaction of the Satogun. So ahankar and Satogun give rise to the demigods. These are the controlling our different senses. And then the last is tamas. Lord also created ignorance. And this is called, ignorance is a five type of ignorance. There is a 5 type of ignorance produced by avidya, shakti, makes the living entity Prabhu act like a fool. So this is avidya. There are 3 things in material creation: the vidya, avidya and jnana. So this will come soon to see this. So avidya ke 5 parv kaun se? What are the 5 part of avidya that illusion the living entity? Rag, dvesh, avidya, rag, dvesh, asmita, abhinivesh. Rag, dvesh, asmita, abhinivesh, avidya. These are the 5, and by knowledge we have to destroy this. Knowledge, gyan, vidya. This is called avidya. So this is the creation. Now this is the verse number 14. Sargo nav vidhatasya. There are prakrito, vaikrito, ya. Prakrit and vaikrit, 2 type of creation. Prakritik means of the from Mahatattva. And vaikrit means afterwards of the human beings, demigods, birds, plants. This is the secondary creation. That is called Vaikrit. Vaikrit means secondary and Prakrit means primary. Kal, Dravya, Gunai, 3 type of Traividha, Prati Sankramaha, 3 type of annihilation. So we have seen this. The scheduled creation and annihilation takes place in terms of supreme will. There are other creation due to the interaction of the material elements which take place by intelligence of Brahma, so Sarga and Visarga. 3 kinds of annihilation are due to the scheduled time of annihilation of the entire universe, Mahapralaya. Due to fire from the emanates, this is Dravya. And due to one's qualitative actions and reaction, this is Guna. 3 type of Pralaya. Having described time in general, Maitreya will describe time in detail in the next chapter. For that purpose, the creation which was previously described in detail is again discussed in summary for easy understanding. It is grouped in 10 types. There are 9 types and a 10th type which is combination of material creation and Brahma's creation. So one is a mixture of Prakritic and Vaikritic. For the same purpose of discussion, time, three types of destruction are listed. By the time alone, Kala. The devastation of the universes, the daily destruction of at the end of Brahma's day, and the fire from the Sankarshan, and other factors, Dravya. And the common destruction through consumption of body by an individual's actions, Gunai. Now verse number 15. Adyasto Mahat Sargo, from Mahatattva. Creation from Mahatattva. Guna Vaishmaya Atmanaha. Dvityaha to Ahama. Then second creation is of the false ego. Yatra Dravya Jnana Kriya Udya. So this is very simple. Of the 9 creation, the first one is creation of the Mahatattva, or the sum total of material ingredients, wherein the mode interact due to the presence of the Supreme Lord in the form of Kal. In the second, the creation is false ego is generated, in which the material ingredients, material knowledge and material activities arises. So second creation is false ego. The first creation, first creation from the Supreme Lord is material creation, is called Mahatattva, is Sarga. Mahatattva creation is Sarga. The interaction of the material modes is the cause of false identification, or the sense that living being is made of material elements. This false ego is cause of identifying body, mind with the spirit soul. The second creation is a false ego. Gyan indicate the senses which are source of knowledge and their controlling deities. Like eye sees, controlling deity is sun, like that. Okay. First is the imbalance of the guna characterized by the appearance of Mahatattva, instigated by the Lord Atmana. The second creation is their appearance of the Ahankar, from which arises 5 gross elements, Dravya, knowledge, senses, sense devatas, and mind, Gyan, and the action senses, Kriya. It's okay? Now verse number 16. Bhuta Sarga Tritya Tu. So third creation is Bhuta, means 5 Bhuta. Tan Matra, sense object. Dravya Shaktiman. Chaturtha Ayendriyam Sargo, fourth is creation of the senses. Yastu Gyan Kriya Atmaka, both the knowledge acquiring and working senses. These sense perceptions are created in third creation. From these the elements are generated. The fourth creation is the creation of knowledge and working capacity. So fifth creation now. Third sense perception, fourth knowledge and knowledge senses. Now fifth creation. Verse 17. Vaikariko. Now these creation are over by the Lord. Four by the Lord, which is called Sarga. They are called Prakritik, over. Now Vaikritik. Time is over. And you are also not tired, no? Tired? Huh? Today we have complete 2 hours and 23 minutes. Anyway, this chapter we can finish now. Tomorrow is okay. I think you have to go. This is in a chart. You can see everything very simply, and the things will be clear. What are 10 type of creation? The rest of the things are the first creation is of the non-moving by Brahma. It means a different type of plants, and then the variety of plants which give fruit, which don't give fruit, which have a creeper, not kill, something like that. Then the creation of the different type of birds, and then the different creation of the aquatics, creation of the animals, and then there's in the end the creation of the demigods and human beings. And the creation of the Kumara by Brahma is both the Prakritik and the Vaikritik. So this is the whole summary of this chapter. So tomorrow maybe we can finish this chapter and continue the 11th chapter about the call. Any question or comment? So you can get these slides for your further references. Okay? So simultaneously at least 2 students should have a question bank in front of you, and when we discuss some words, then if we now demarcate that this is the answer, this will be easy. I cannot keep both with me together. I got the question paper. I have